I thought glory was a finish line, a distant place beyond the climb, a moment when the world would say you finally made it. I chased the sound of applause, the comfort of being seen, believing success would somehow be the brightest thing I never feel. But life had other lessons. There were nights without answers, days heavy with doubt, moments when the future seemed to disappear into the clouds. And there, in the silence, something unexpected happened. The brightest moment of my life wasn't standing in the sun, it was finding the strength to rise when I thought I was done. 絶望の中でもう一度歩き出そうとした時、心は光り始めた。I've learned that hope is not a gift, it's something we decide. A small flame guarded carefully against the darkest night. The world celebrates victory, but victory is only a sign. The real miracle happens long before the finish line. When the broken heart keeps beating, when the tired soul keeps dreaming, when the shaking hands reach forward toward tomorrow. One more breath, one more step, one more reason not to quit yet. That's where greatness begins, not in glory, but in courage. Saying our chosen God, 胸の奥から湧き上がるその瞬間こそ美しい。I've seen mountains from the summit and valleys from below, and honestly, the view that changed me most wasn't at the top, it was the moment I chose to keep climbing. The future is born inside difficult places, where disappointment meets determination and fear meets faith. The brightest moment of my life wasn't the day I won, it was the day I realized I still had more to give, more dreams to chase, more roads to walk, more reasons to believe. だから前を向こう、まだ終わりじゃない。 Because sometimes the greatest light appears right in the middle of the darkest night. I still remember losing badly when I thought I gave my all, watching someone pass me by while I was trying not to fall. Everybody said it's okay, but it didn't feel that way. 胸の奥で燃えていた a fire I couldn't throw away. Maybe that bitter feeling was not something to hide. Maybe it was proof my heart still wanted to climb. If you feel frustrated, it means you still care. 悔しいと思えるなら there's greatness waiting there. That pain inside your chest can turn into a flame. It can make you better again and again. I've seen people smile through losing like it didn't mean a thing, but the ones who grow the fastest are the ones still questioning. Why couldn't I go further? Why couldn't I break through? その悔しさの中に stronger version of you. Every tear you try to swallow, every night you can't forget, can become the kind of power you haven't discovered yet. If you feel frustrated, it means you still care. 悔しいと思えるなら there's greatness waiting there. Don't run away from that feeling, don't bury it in shame. 悔しさは未来を変える if you turn it into flame. When your pride is torn and shaking and your dream feels far away, when someone else is shining in the place you hope to stay. The pain of frustration is the sound of your soul refusing to retreat. If you feel frustrated, it means you still care. 悔しいと思えるなら You can rise from there. Every loss can be a teacher. Every scar can show the way. That fire in your chest tonight can build a better day. So take the pain and use it. Let it sharpen who you are. Because the ones who keep improving are the ones who carry scars. 悔しさを抱いて Keep moving through the night. 悔しさを燃やして Turn it into light. Someday you'll look back and know that pain was never the end. It was the reason you became stronger than back then. I used to think that failure meant the end of what I dreamed. One mistake could close the door on everything I'd hoped to be. I stare at all the broken pieces, wonder where I went wrong. And sometimes I would question if I really should go on. 悔しさを抱えながら立ち尽くした夜もある But every road I've traveled taught me a lesson worth learning. If you fail, then start again. That's how the story grows. やり直せばいいだけさ More than you know. And if it doesn't work this time, then find another way. 鼓舞を重ねながらday by day. I've seen rivers change direction when rocks stood in their way. I've seen seas break through the concrete just to find the light of day. Nothing in this world keeps growing by succeeding every time. The strongest things are built through failure, one step at a time. うまくいかない経験も未来への材料になる Every setback holds a lesson if you're willing to look. And every wrong turn in your story can become another route. If you fail, then start again. That's how the story grows. やり直せばいいだけさ More than you know. And if it doesn't work this time, then find another way. 鼓舞を重ねながら Keep moving day by day. When you're tired of beginning and you're falling once again, when it feels like all your effort has been washed away by rain, well, sooner famous because everything worked first. The climber reached the summit because they faced the worst. Success is not perfection, it's refusing to stop. Every failure is a doorway for those willing to knock. If you fail, then start again. Don't be afraid to try. 転んだ数じゃなくて the reason you rise. Every time you start over, you become a little There was a voice inside my head telling me to stay where I was, to choose the safe and familiar road and never ask for more. It said, what if you fail? What if you're not enough? What if the dream is bigger than the person you've become? And for a while I listened, but fear has never built a future. Every time you face the fear standing right before your eyes, you gain a little strength, you gain a little light, you gain the kind of confidence that only action can provide. だから挑戦しよう、できないと思うことに。 The mountain looks impossible until you take the first step. The ocean seems too wide until you learn to swim. Every person you admire once stood where you stand now, unsure, afraid, wondering how, but they move anyway. One more step, one more try, one more reason not to hide. The fear may never disappear, but you'll become bigger than it. That's how courage grows, not in comfort, but in challenge. Every scar becomes experience, every mistake becomes a guide, every difficult moment leaves a lesson deep inside. And one day you'll realize the obstacle wasn't the mountain, it was the doubt within. 恐れに向き合う旅、人は強くなる。 So when your heart starts trembling and the road looks far away, don't turn around, walk forward. Because the things that scare you most may hold a life you're meant to find. The future belongs to people who dare to be beginners, who dare to be uncertain, who dare to try. Even when success isn't guaranteed, do what scares you again and again. And one day you'll look back and smile at the person who thought they couldn't do it, but did. But did. There were nights that felt endless, no stars above, no guiding light. I kept searching through the silence, trying to understand the night. Every dream seemed far away, every answer out of sight. And I wonder why the darkness had to be a part of life. 悲しみばかり見える時は何も信じられなくて But somewhere hidden in the shadows, a lesson waited there. Maybe light was never meant to shine without something to compare. Because of the shadows, the light can truly glow. 影があるからこそ its beauty starts to show. Because of the heartbreak, hope becomes a flame. 絶望があるからこそ hope shines brighter again. I've seen people rise from nothing, I've seen broken hearts survive, I've seen those who lost everything still find a reason to fight. The strongest smiles I've ever seen were born from tears and pain, and the brightest kind of sunlight often follows heavy rain. 苦しみを知った人ほど優しくなれる気がする Because the deepest wounds can teach us how precious healing is. And every storm reminds us how beautiful calm can be. Because of the shadows, the light can truly glow. 影があるからこそ its beauty starts to show. Because of the heartbreak, hope becomes a flame. 絶望があるからこそ hope shines brighter again. Impossible when you're tired of asking why. 忘れないで The stars don't disappear in darkness, they're only easier to see. And hope is not the absence of pain, it's believing there can be something waiting on the other side of everything you fear. A reason all the shadows came to bring the light more near. Because of the shadows, the light can truly glow. 涙を知ってるからYou learn how love can grow. Because of the heartbreak, hope becomes a flame. 絶望があるからこそ The sun rises its name. Every fall reveals a reason, every scar reveals a way, and every darkest chapter makes the next one brighter someday. 影があるから光は輝く Because of the dawn 絶望があるから希望は輝く Because of the scars and maybe the most beautiful things were never born from perfect days, but from hearts that found the light after walking through the shade. There's a road beneath your footsteps, no one else can walk but you. Through the noise and expectations, past the things they say are true. Everybody wants an answer, everybody wants a map, but life was never meant to tell you everything before it happens. 見えない未来を恐れて立ち止まりそうになるけど Something in your soul keeps calling Don't stop now, just go. Maybe this path was made for you, and you alone can see it through. There's a road that only you can walk, a story only you can write. Don't ask where it leads tomorrow, just keep moving through the night. 誰にもわからないからこそその一歩に意味がある The destination doesn't matter as much as having the heart to start. I spent years looking for direction, searching for a perfect sign, waiting for the world to tell me that the stars would all align. But every answer I was chasing only pushed the truth away, because the road reveals its meaning one step at a time each day. 遠回りに見えた道も無駄じゃなかったんだ Every turn and every struggle brought me where I stand. Maybe faith is not in knowing, maybe faith is moving on. There's a road that only you can walk, a story only you can write. Don't ask where it leads tomorrow, just keep moving through the night. 誰にも真似できない夢がある胸の奥で燃えている The destination doesn't matter as much as having the courage to believe. When the darkness wraps around you and the mountains seem too high, when you're tired of pretending and you're running out of light, the road shows you to the fact you're standing here today means there's something left to do. No map, no guarantee, no promise of an easy way, but every step becomes a reason to keep believing anyway. There's a road that only you can walk, a story only you can write. Don't ask your own life, and is waiting just beyond the dawn. I stood at the bottom, looking up at the sky, searching for the ending before I even tried. I wanted every answer, I wanted every sign, I wanted certainty before I crossed the line. But life doesn't work that way. The road unfolds while walking, the stars appear at night, and sometimes faith begins before you see the light. Take the first stare, even if you can't see the top, even if the clouds hide everything and the questions never stop. 最初の一歩を踏み出そうそれだけでいい Because every great journey begins before the ending is known. The mountain never explains itself, the ocean never shows its end, yet people cross them every day by trusting the next step ahead. One small movement, one act of courage, one decision to begin. That's how futures are created, not by knowing but by believing. Take the first stare, don't wait for perfect sight. The path reveals itself to those who start the climb. 階段のすべては見えなくてもいい。今見える一段を登ればいい。I've learned that fear grows louder when we're standing still, but it slowly loses power when we move against its will. The dream may be far away, the summit out of view, but every step carries you closer than staying where you are. One more breath, one more step, one more reason to trust yourself. The future belongs to people who begin before they're ready, because nobody ever sees the whole staircase at the start. Take the first stare, trust the next one, and then the next. 今日踏み出せ Tomorrow will meet you halfway there, and one day you'll turn around and realize the impossible journey began with a single step. Another wall is standing tall right in front of me tonight. Everybody says turn around, there's no way you'll survive. The road ahead looks cold and dark, 내 굳이見えなくて But something burning in my heart still tells me not to hide. 何度も転んできたけど I always found a way to stand. Every scar I carry now has shaped the person that I am. Maybe this mountain chose me because I still can climb. きっと越えられる人だけに This challenge comes in life. Walls don't come to everyone, they come to those who can rise. They come to hearts that still have fire burning behind their eyes. だから逃げたりしない I won't run away tonight. When a wall appears before me, I know it's a chance to fly. It's not a sign to stop my dream, it's proof I'm still alive. この My dreams fall through my fingers like shadows in the night. But every failure taught me something. Every wound became a guide. And every road I thought was ending led me to a higher climb. Not me and I me lie demo. I'll keep moving step by step, because the strongest version of myself might be waiting up ahead. Maybe fear is just a doorway. Maybe pain can lead the way. 苦しみのその先に A brighter day awaits. Walls don't come to everyone. They come to those who can rise. They come to dreamers brave enough to reach beyond the sky. Keep looking toward the light. When a wall appears before me, I know it's a chance to grow. It's not a sign to stop my dream. It's proof I'm meant to try. Every wall that's in my way is teaching me to fly. 限界なんて誰が決めた? Who decides how far I'll go? 運命なんて待たない. I'll create the road I own. The higher the wall before me, the higher I will stand. And every doubt that tried to break me only made me who I am. No retreat, no surrender. もう後戻りはしない。 This wall is not the ending. It's where my story begins. Walls don't come to everyone. They come to those who can rise. They come to hearts that never quit, no matter how many times. 壁があるなら進め. Don't be afraid tonight. Every challenge is a message saying your future's in sight. 雨が降っても構わない。向かい風でもいい。 Because the walls that stand before me are proof of how far I can go. Walls don't come to stop my dream. They come to make me strong. いつか振り返った時 I'll be proud I carried on. 壁は敵じゃない。 The wall is a chance. One more step. あと一歩だけ Beyond the wall. 未来が待っている。
Sometimes I make life complicated, trying to solve it all at once, searching for answers in the distance while forgetting where I am. I spend hours chasing worries that may never even come, building storms inside my mind before the clouds have even formed. 考えすぎてしまうたび、心は少し重くなる。But life keeps whispering softly. Maybe it's not that hard. Don't make life more complicated than it has to be. 暗かったら窓を開けて let the light come in and see. You don't have to know the future. You don't need a perfect plan. Sometimes all it takes is opening your heart again. Seen people trapped in questions that nobody could explain, trying to control tomorrow while losing sight of today. But the sky doesn't ask permission to change from gray to blue, and the sun doesn't worry if the morning will come through. 小さな一歩を踏み出せば景色は少し変わるから The road becomes much clearer once you start to move, and hope tends to find you when you let it come to you. Don't make life more complicated than it has to be. 暗かったら窓を開けて let the light come in and breathe. Every problem isn't forever. Every night will fade away. Sometimes all you need is sunlight. every curtain's closed, but one small crack of sunlight can change the way it looks. The answer isn't always bigger, the answer isn't far. Sometimes it's right beside you, waiting where you are. Don't make life more complicated than it has to be. 나의 미스키로 손 almighty, take it easy, let it be. You don't have to carry everything, you don't have to understand it all. Just open up the window and let the light fall. Every sunrise brings a chance to start a brand new day, and every breath you take is proof you're already on your way. 그래 같더라 마저 할게요. Let the morning in. My hope 따라서 only you and begin again. Because life was never meant to be solved like a puzzle. It's meant to be lived one bright moment at a time.
For a long time I stood still, looking down an endless road, waiting for the perfect moment, waiting until I knew. But the future stayed silent, the answers never came, and every dream I carried still whispered my name. Then I realized something simple: you don't need to see the whole journey to begin. You only need the courage for the first step. Start walking toward what you want, even if the distance seems too far. Even if the first step feels small and hardly matters at all. 自分の望む方向へ歩き始めよう。Because every great road once began with a single step. The river starts as a trickle, the oak begins as a seed. Every mountain never climbed started with a decision to leave. No one begins as a master, no one starts at the top. The people we admire most were once afraid to start. One more breath, one more chance, one small movement forward. That's how change begins. Not with certainty, but with action. The first step may seem tiny, the world may hardly notice, but every future version of you will remember it. 小さな一歩でもいい、その一歩が大切なんだ。The road appears beneath your feet, not before you move. The answers come while walking, not while standing still. So don't wait for perfection, don't wait until you're sure. Just begin and let the journey teach you more. One day you'll look behind at the miles you've crossed and smile at the moment you almost stayed where you were. Because the greatest distance was never the road ahead, it was the space between fear and action. Start walking toward what you want. 今日がその日だ. And let the story begin. always try to trust the people who walk beside me through the rain, hold holding on to words of comfort when I could barely face the pain. Some stayed true and some kept leaving, some became a memory. But every road I traveled taught me what I really need to see. 人を信じることは大切だ、それが心を強くする。But there's a voice inside my chest I can no longer ignore. Maybe the one I should trust the most has been here all along. Believe in people if you can, but believe in yourself much more. 誰かの言葉よりも listen to your inner core. When the whole world starts doubting and every door is closed, 自分だけは諦めるな You're stronger than you know. Trust the hands that help you rise. Trust the love that finds your soul. Believe in yourself 100 times more than anyone else in this world. I spent years searching for approval, trying hard to fit the mold, living by expectations that were never mine to hold. Every time I lost myself trying to be someone new, I drifted farther from the person who already knew the truth. 遠回りした日々も今なら意味がわかる。 The answers I was looking for were never far away. They were waiting in the mirror every single day. Believe in people if you can, but believe in yourself much more. 誰かの答えじゃなく find the courage to explore. When your dreams feel impossible and fear is at your door, 自分だけは信じ抜け That's what your heart is for. Trust the friends who stand beside you. Trust the ones who wish you well. Believe in yourself 100 times more than the stories others tell. When the night becomes a burden and your strength begins to fade, when the road ahead is hidden and you're terrified to change, what's you and I there? The greatest battles aren't outside, they're fought within your mind. And the moment you believe in yourself, you leave your fears behind. No permission, no approval, no waiting for a sign. The power you've been searching for has been yours the whole time. Believe in people if you can, but believe in yourself much more. 胸の奥にある光を never ignore. Every mountain can be climbed, every storm can be survived. 自分を信じたその瞬間から your dream comes alive. Trust the kindness of the world, trust the beauty you can find. But believe in yourself 100 times more, and you'll leave your doubts behind. 人を信じよう、それも大切だから。だけど何よりも believe in yourself 100 times more.
I used to wait for someone to show me where to go, looking for a helping hand whenever I felt lost, hoping someone had the answers, hoping someone knew the way. But life kept teaching me a lesson more clearly every day. 誰かが帰ってくれると思っていた頃もある。 But the future never moves itself, it waits for me to start. It's up to me to take the next step forward. 先のこと world keeps turning whether I am ready or not. Dreams don't grow from wishing, they grow from what I've got. Every choice becomes a pathway, every action leaves a mark, and every morning brings a chance to light another spark. 言い訳を探すよりも一歩踏み出したい Because even the smallest movement can change a life. And every great beginning starts from one decision. It's up to me to take the next step forward. 未来は待っているだけじゃ Never become my own. No one can fight my battles, no one can carry my soul. だから今日を生きるんだ With all I've got. When the road becomes uncertain and the fear begins to grow, when you're tired of pretending that you already know, why shouldn't I dare? The bird must leave the branch someday to discover it can fly. The seed must break apart below before it reaches the sky. Nobody can do that for it, nobody can take its place. Some journeys only start when we choose to face them. It's up to me to take responsibility. 誰かを待ち続けても Nothing changes endlessly. The future belongs to people who move despite the fear. 自分で扉を開けば The way becomes more clear. Every dream begins with action, every hope begins with trust. And the strongest kind of freedom is believing in yourself enough. 誰も代わりにはなれない This life is mine. 誰も歩いてはくれない This road is mine. So I'll keep moving forward, one day at a time. Because the person who can change my life has been here all along.
I spent so many years comparing my life to someone else's dream, looking at their destination, forgetting what my own could mean. Every victory felt smaller, every step felt out of place when I measure my own journey by somebody else's pace. 誰かと比べるたびに心は少し疲れてた But then I learned a different truth that changed the way I see. Being better than someone else isn't what life is for. 他人よりそれていても that doesn't mean much anymore. The real challenge is becoming a better version of yourself. 昨日の自分を超えることが worth more than anything else. I've seen people win the race and still feel empty deep inside, always searching for another person they needed to outrun. And I've seen quiet souls grow stronger without needing any applause, finding peace within themselves instead of chasing loss. 人それぞれ違う道をそれぞれの速さで進む The flower doesn't compete with the stars above the sky. They simply become what they were made to be, and that's enough in life. Being better than someone else isn't what life is for. 他人よりそれていても that doesn't mean much anymore. The real challenge is becoming a better version of yourself. 昨日の自分を超えることが worth more than anything else. the score. When success begins to look like being more than someone before. 忘れないで The mountain never asks the river which one is standing tall. The moon never competes with sunlight, yet they both shine for us all. Your value isn't measured by somebody else's place. It's found in how you keep growing at your own pace. Being better than someone else won't bring lasting peace. 誰かに勝つことよりも Growing never ceases. Every lesson that you learn, every fear you leave behind. 少しずつ前に進むことが The victory you'll find. The strongest people aren't the ones who stand above the crowd. They're the ones who keep improving without needing to be loud. 比べなくていい, just move ahead. 焦らなくていい, walk your path instead. Because the person you should challenge every morning when you rise is the one you were yesterday. Looking through your eyes. Looking through your eyes. I spent so many years trying to fit inside a perfect frame. Sanding down the edges of me, trying not to look the same. Every flaw became a problem. Every difference felt too loud. So I kept hiding pieces of myself to blend into the crowd. みんなと同じになろうとして少しずつ自分を消していた But the more I try to change myself, the less I felt alive. Some things can't be fixed. Some things are meant to change. 倒そうとしても治らないもの Might be your greatest strength. The parts of you that stand out, the parts you try to hide. 個性っていうのはきっと what makes your spirit shine. I've seen people chase perfection until they forgot their name, trying to become somebody else in a never-ending game. But the cracks inside the mirror tell a different kind of truth. Nobody remembers copies, the world remembers you. 不器用なところも全部あなただけの物語. Every scar and every difference has a place to be. And maybe what you call a weakness is what sets you free. Some things can't be fixed. Some things are meant to change. 倒そうとしても治らないもの Might be your greatest strength. The parts of you that stand out, the parts you try to hide. 個性っていうのはきっと what makes your spirit shine. When the voices all around you say you're not enough somehow. When the world keeps handing you a list of things to change about. 忘れないで The stars don't apologize for shining in their own way. The flowers never worry if they bloom too late. And the ocean doesn't question why it moves the way it does. Maybe you don't need to either. Some things can't be fixed because they were never broken. 変わらないその部分は a gift already chosen. Every color in your heart, every dream inside your mind. 誰かにならなくていい You're one of a kind. The things you try to hide away may become your guiding light. And the parts you called imperfect may be what makes you bright. No 想像しなくていい Just be who you are. 無理に変わらなくていい You've come this far because the things that make you different, the things you can't erase, are the very things that make you
impossible to replace.
There were nights I wanted silence, more than dreams inside my chest. Every road I tried to follow turned into another test. I watched my hope get tired, I watched my courage fade, and I wondered if tomorrow would be worth the price I paid. 何度も諦めそうで立ち止まった日もある But something deep inside me said Not yet, keep going on. One of the most important things is never quitting easily. 簡単に諦めないことができる Who you'll be. Every dream will test your patience. Every road will make you fall. それでも進み続ければ You'll rise above it all. I've seen people lose the battle right before the morning came, walking away from all their effort just before the season changed. The flower doesn't bloom in seconds, the river doesn't carve in days, and every fire worth keeping needs time to build its flame. 報われない時間さえ未来を育てている Every small step in the darkness is still taking you somewhere. And every heart that keeps believing finds strength inside despair. One of the most important things is never quitting easily. 簡単に諦めないことが the way to set you free. Every scar becomes a lesson. Every failure leaves a light. 苦しくてももう一歩 keep walking through the night. Too heavy and your hands are losing grip, when your dream looks far away like a ship you cannot reach. 忘れないで The strongest trees grow slowly through the seasons and the rain. The brightest stars keep burning even when hidden by the haze. Success is often waiting one step beyond your fear. So don't leave your own story before the answer can appear. One of the most important things is never quitting easily. 焦らなくていいから Just keep moving steadily. Every day you choose to try. Every time you rise again. 諦めないその姿が turns the loss into a gain. The dream doesn't choose the perfect or the ones who never fall. It chooses those who still continue after losing it all. 簡単に諦めないで Even when you're tired. もう一度だけ進もう Keep alive the fire. Because the future often opens for the ones who stay. And every dream worth reaching is waiting past today. The road is long, the climb is steep. Some dreams are harder than they seem. There will be days you question why, and nights you stare into the sky. But don't let hardship change your heart. Don't let the struggle pull apart the gentle light you carry inside. The reason you begin this ride. Work hard for what you believe. Give more than you're asked to give. And when the world becomes too loud, hold on to kindness somehow. 頑張れでも優しさを忘れるな Because the strongest people I've known never walk this road alone. Keep your heart kind, keep your hands moving, keep your eyes on the future and your soul. you've come. Not only because you work so hard, but because of who you've become. I've seen talented people fall and humble hearts rise through it all. I've seen doors open unexpectedly for those who treated others gently. The world remembers more than success, more than trophies, more than wealth. It remembers the people who made others believe in themselves. So keep showing up, keep doing your best, keep choosing grace when life becomes a test. The seeds you plant today may bloom in ways you cannot see. Keep your heart kind, keep your dreams alive. Keep building every day, one step at a time. And when wonderful things begin to happen, one after another, you'll understand it wasn't luck alone. It was every early morning, every act of patience, every word of kindness, quietly changing the world around you. So keep going, work hard, stay humble, stay kind. Subarashi koto wa kitto yatte kuru. To the ones who never stop believing and never stop caring.
Sometimes I look back at the years, the chances I let slip away, thinking maybe I'm too late now to change the course I've made. The mirror shows a little more time than it did a while ago, and the dreams I kept postponing still whisper soft and low. もう遅いなんて言葉を信じそうになるけれど、A voice inside keeps telling me something I should know.Today is the youngest you'll ever be, younger than tomorrow's sunrise. 今この瞬間こそが the perfect time to try. Don't wait for another season, don't wait for another sign. Didn't say why it's that happening right now in time. I've seen people start at 40.I've seen people start at 65. I've seen broken hearts discover a brand new reason to feel alive. The clock was never really meant to tell us when to dream. It only counts the passing days, not what those days can mean. 昨日を悔やむよりも今日を生きてみよう Because every future you've imagined begins with where you are, and every distant destination starts with one small spark. Today is the youngest you'll ever be, younger than tomorrow's sky. 今この一歩こそが the reason dreams survive. Don't waste your life comparing the road you've left behind. 大切なのは年齢じゃない It's the fire inside.When the fear starts telling you that your chance has come and gone, when regret sits on your shoulder trying to hold you down, 忘れないで The trees don't ask the seasons if they're allowed to grow. The river doesn't question which direction it should flow. And the stars don't wait for permission before they start to shine.Maybe neither should you. Today is the youngest you'll ever be, more than you'll be tomorrow. 手から今を抱きしめて Don't drown inside your sorrow. for the step you chose to take, because the best time to begin is the moment you awake.
There were moments I felt trapped, like every door was closed. Every dream I'd been chasing seemed impossible to hold. The road ahead looked broken, the sky refused to clear, and every step I wanted to take was tangled up in fear. 何度も立ち止まりそうで下を向いた But somewhere deep inside my heart a quiet voice remained. As long as you don't give up, there is always a way. 諦めなければ道はある No matter what they say. The mountain may be higher than you've ever seen before. でも進み続けYou'll find another door. I've seen rivers meet a canyon and carve a path through stone. I've seen seeds beneath the winter find the strength to grow. Nothing living reaches sunlight by quitting in the dark, and every dream that's worth believing starts with a single spark. As long as you don't give up, there is always a way. 諦めなければ道はある No matter what they say. The storm may last for hours, the night may feel too long. でも歩き続ければ You'll find where you belong. When your hope begins to tremble and your confidence grows thin, when the road you've chosen feels like it's impossible to win, wasuriないでThe sunrise doesn't happen all at once across the sky. A tiny line of light appears before the darkness dies, and every breakthrough in this world was once a fragile dream, held by someone who refused to quit when things weren't what they seemed. As long as you don't give up, there is always a chance. 諦めないその気持ちが will help your spirit dance. Every failure is a lesson, every setback leaves a clue. その先に待っている景色は belongs to you. The dream isn't reserved for the lucky or the fast. It's found by those who keep believing when the odds don't last. 諦めなければ there is a way. 諦めなければ another day. 諦めなければ a brand new life. was colder than I expected. Silence filled the empty room. I was searching for a reason why some flowers never bloom. Every memory felt heavy, every heartbeat felt the pain. And I wondered if tomorrow would ever shine again. 涙の理由もわからず立ち尽くした夜がある。 But somewhere deep inside the darkness a quiet voice said carry on. Maybe every tear has meaning, even if I can't see it now. Maybe every broken moment is shaping something somehow. Every sorrow has a meaning, sometimes one we never know. Every wound becomes a story, every storm helps us grow. どんな悲しみだって無駄なものは一つもない。 Just like the sun will bring the morning, hope will always find the light. I've watched people leave forever. I've watched dreams fade into dust. I've held pieces of my heart that time could never fully touch. Still the pain became a teacher, though I didn't understand. And the roads I wished I'd never walked made me who I am. 悲しみは敵じゃなくて未来への贈り物かもしれない。 Though it hurts beyond all reason, it can open hidden skies. Maybe every tear has meaning, even if it's hard to see. Maybe every shattered feeling is leading me to who I'll be. Every sorrow has a meaning, sometimes one we never know. Every wound becomes a story, every storm helps us grow. どんな悲しみだってかけがえのないものだから Just like the sun will bring the morning, hope will always find the light. When the darkness feels endless and the stars refuse to shine, when your heart is tired of fighting and you've almost lost your light, 忘れないで朝は必ずやってくる。 The sun has never missed a morning, not a single day in time. So maybe pain is not the ending, maybe it's a door to grace. Maybe every tear you're crying will someday find its place. Every sorrow has a meaning, even when it's hard to bear. Every scar becomes a compass leading somewhere through the air. どんな悲しみだってこの上なく大切なんだ。 Just like the sun will bring the morning after every longest night. Every sorrow has a meaning, every heartbreak leaves a light. And just like dawn keeps finding earth, hope will always find your light. 涙の先に悲しみの先に Just like the sun will bring the morning, everything will be alright. I've stood at the edge before, with tired hands and a weary soul, wondering if the dream I carried was worth the wait at all. I've heard that voice inside my head, see maybe it's enough, maybe it's time to turn around. Maybe this road is too rough, and maybe one day I will stop. Maybe one day I'll let it go, but not today. Giving up can't wait, it will always be there tomorrow. It will always be there next year, but refusing to quit, that's something I can only do right now. 諦めるのはいつでもできる。でも諦めないのは今しかできない。 One more step, one more breath, one more reason to believe again. of those things decide whether I continue the climb. Because courage isn't certainty, it's moving without knowing. It's carrying hope through the dark and choosing to keep going. The future isn't built by people who never doubted. It's built by people who kept walking anyway. When the road gets stronger, keep moving. When the pain gets stronger, keep moving. When the outcome disappears, keep moving. That's where the story changes. Giving up can wait, but this moment won't. This chance won't. This heartbeat won't need much conniving. Tomorrow has its own battles. Tomorrow has its own fears. But today belongs to me. And today I choose one more try, one more sunrise, one more fight, one more chapter left to write. Maybe I'll fail, maybe I'll fall, but I refuse to quit before I know. Because the dream deserves that much, and so do I. 諦めるのはいつでもできる。だから今日は前に進もう。Not today, not today, not today. Not today.
I still remember losing badly when I thought I gave my all. Watching someone pass me by while I was trying not to fall. Everybody said it's okay, but I didn't feel that way.胸の奥で燃えていた a fire I couldn't throw away. Maybe that bitter feeling was not something to hide. Maybe it was proof my heart still wanted to climb. If you feel frustrated, it means you still care. 悔しいと思えるなら there's greatness waiting there. That pain inside your chest can turn into a flame. It can make you better again and again. I've seen people smile through losing like it didn't mean a thing. But the ones who grow the fastest are the ones still questioning. Why couldn't I go further? Why couldn't I break through? その悔しさの中に stronger version of you. Every tear you try to swallow, every night you can't forget, can become the kind of power you haven't discovered yet. If you feel frustrated, it means you still care. 悔しいと思えるなら there's greatness waiting there. Don't run away from that feeling. Don't bury it in shame. 悔しさは未来を変える if you turn it into flame. When your pride is torn and shaking and your dream feels far away, when someone else is shining in the place you hope to stay. The pain of almost reaching can teach you how to grow. The heart that hates just losing still has somewhere left to go. Not every wound is weakness, not every tear is defeat. Sometimes frustration is the sound of your soul refusing to retreat. If you feel frustrated, it means you still care. 悔しいと思えるなら you can rise from there. Every loss can be a teacher. Every scar can show the way. That fire in your chest tonight can build a better day. So take the pain and use it. Let it sharpen who you are. Because the ones who keep it became stronger than back then. Some were born with open roads, some began with heavy stones. Some had every chance to run, some had to learn before they could walk. It's easy to believe the starting line decides it all, to think the future's written before the race is called. But I've seen dreamers rise from places no one knew, and I've seen talent disappear without a vision to pursue, because success is not determined by where your journey starts. It's determined by the size of your heart, and how high you aim higher than your fears, aim higher than your doubts. The world may tell you who you are, but you decide who you'll become. どこから始めるかじゃない、どこを目指すかだ。The stars don't ask permission before they light the night, and mountains don't apologize for reaching toward the sky. So why should I dream smaller just because I started low? Why should I lower my vision for people who don't know? One dream, one purpose, one reason to keep climbing. The distance doesn't matter when the direction is right. Aim higher than your comfort, aim higher than the crowd. Every great achievement was once considered far too proud. The future belongs to people who dare to see beyond what others call impossible. 高く持ちを掲げろ Even if the road is long, even if the climb is steep, because a high goal changes the person reaching for it. The journey itself makes you stronger. One day you'll stand somewhere you once thought was out of reach and realize the miracle wasn't where you started. The miracle was how far your vision carried you. Aim higher, dream bigger, keep climbing. どこから来たかじゃない、どこへ行くかだ。And that's where greatness begins. And that's where greatness begins.